Good day, everybody. Brian here from quantlabsnet.com. In this video, we're going to talk about new architecture. I was kind of forced to change for all this now becoming a trading system. So basically, what I'm going to show you is three programs in C#. One's a client server done in a gateway to Rithmic API. And then it serves up different client strategies as well. So let me show you that to you. Okay, so what we're looking at here, there's a couple of things that we need to take away here is if you look at this blog post I post at quantlabsnet.com, building a high-frequency trading engine, deep dive into .NET 8, Rithmic API, and Valkey architecture. Now, when I say Valkey, that's just a fork of open source Redis before they changed the licensing a while back. And then here I'm going to show you. So this goes through the overall architecture. I'm making a video out of it with a more updated view of it. I'll go over this chart in a minute. So what can be taken away here so far is we've got in our membership here, QuantLeap programming membership. It's getting pretty pricey now for things like this. Is if you go under our Programming Elite membership, you'll be able to find what you're looking for and just look for the detailed architecture of a particular strategy regarding NASDAQ. Okay, so I'm going to go over that first just to show you just overall overall workflow of how this comes about. So in here we have this article. Let me just see if I can find it here. For NASDAQ. Yep, right here. This is it. So in here, if you expand this out, this will include all the available, since I created the CSV for it, you can see all the different quant formulas and stuff and strategies available for this. So another way of looking at it, we have here our Streamlit application specifically for NASDAQ, micro NASDAQ, I should say. And I've shown this before. So this one includes all of the strategies available for high frequency trading based on that data set, which was last week. So let me just load up the data here, which is this one. And this goes back to May. There's over 1,200 bars here, 1,300 bars. Here's a data preview, just standard open, high, low, close every hour. So you can see here, how that close starting May 2nd for every hour. Okay, so these are the statistics of the data set. But more specifically, I've talked about the different auto backtesting with AI. We're using latest Claude version. As you can see here in the green, are using all these different strategies here. So we have buy and hold, volume participation. These are high frequency trading based upon quant techniques. So we have hidden liquidity, cross asset swap, market making, which is this one right here, gamma flip, directional swap, gamma flip long volume, and then the QIS mean reversion. This one starting in May was 100K, and by December now, you can see it's gone over $220 as a return. The really cool thing about this particular strategy, because it is market making, a lot of high frequency trading shops do this. You can see here that the drawdown is very low, like at 7%, for the kind of performance you're getting here. So this is now the walk forward, and you can see here in green it is pretty well beaten everything else. Some of them are negative, but generally overwhelming. That's the strategy you want to go with. So here is the rankings, market making, total return 132%, annual 284, and the max drawdowns at 7%. That's pretty good. And then we can go into other individual stats as well if you want. I mean, it's just generally, I'll put this up in my file share for people as well. So here's the walk forward. So assuming we continue with this, we can still get some return out of this using these metrics here. So standard sharp of 3.99 of 4, um, the stability is fairly low. And, you might get some better performing strategies, but I would go with that based upon the back test. Um, so that's something I'd definitely look at. Here, I don't know why these individual strategies are not showing up, but that's okay. You just know that the market making is the best one. Okay, so coming into the sharp, into that diagram, I want to show you now. This is the architecture of these call it trading systems. So if you come into that blog post I just highlighted, so this new diagram that I've added here, it's basically what we got here. We have the API from Rithmic that does all the market data, does all the pricing or trading execution. Here we have the gateway C# program, does all this information as well. And then we also have using the Valkey, which is the Redis message bus. I've tested with SQLite. That locks up quite a bit. I was going to use Postgres, but that's pretty heavy as a database to kind of use as a message bus. So if you're going to use Valkey or Redis, it's going to be 10 times faster. That's the comparison I got with the AI. So there's all these different components here. But these are your separate um, C# strategy, client strategies. So the first one we have here is a TensorFlow, which is um, SPX. I think I highlighted that before. This one is the one I just showed you, the market making for NASDAQ as well. So they're on their own separate strategies. So again, you'll find that in this post here on my blog. Okay, so let me take you to our Visual Studio here. So you can download this from from the file share if you join my Client Leap programming. So there's four sub-projects in the project solution file here. This is Visual Studio 2026. So the first one here is our gateway server. So that was the first one where it's serving up the API calls to Rithmic, all the data, all the execution. It's also handling all the data as well coming in from the two client strategies. This is a shared modeling between the client, the server, or the two client strategies and the server. In here, we have two individual client strategies I mentioned before. Here's the market making one for the NASDAQ. And then this one also is the other one for the S&P 500. So that's that. So I just want to show you some of the execution here. I'm not going to show you the server edition. I will include my account, which I'm not obviously prepared to do. But here's the market making. Basically, they'll connect into the server. So the client strategy for the market making will connect into the server edition, and that will handle all the API calls with Rithmic and all of the communication with the two client programs. And then you can also see here, you can do quoting, position management, status, and the quoting. And also the other one is the S&P 500. So this is again would connect into the server and then do all its things as well, similar to the client strategy. This has all been developed by the Claude 4.5, generating everything in C# as you see it. So it's pretty well it on the show. Couple things you can take away here if you want to learn more about these kind of things. I can convert this quite easily into C++, and actually, when I'm ready to, who knows if I'm ever to deploy it into direct market access, I can do that. But of course, you got to meet funding requirements, and you can just kind of just use a different API from Rithmic for that. and then that will take you into the direct market access. So you have to have a very, very good strategy for that. And I can convert it into C++, and if I want, run it in Linux. So again, here we have, if you are interested, you can get the 5 infrastructure book done all in C++. That's free when you join this. There's no obligation to sell your info. If you want to try our quant analytics, which is basically all our news and all that kind of stuff in a separate private group, you can get that information here. You can get a trial, no cost, and more importantly, is there plant for quant leap. Very expensive, I might add. And so here's our private share, all the files, many, many, many different, different, got 10, 5, 2 projects. And the Python alone has a couple of hundred, probably with everything, it's probably pushing 300 projects as well. So the Python, the sub project does all quant modeling right here. So you're probably pushing 300 as well. And then, of course, if people are interested in the price that plans, if they're sitting down for this, I have raised it because of all the value I'm bringing in now. Um, so there's the quant analytics and the quant programming elite. So you can get that right here. So I'll just let it be as it is there. And that's what I'll tell you what we got. Other than that, thanks for watching. And hopefully you enjoyed that. And talk to you later. Have a good day. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.